I'm delighted to say I'm joined by Kildare's Daniel Flynn as AIB launched their sponsorship of the 2021 GA All-Ireland Senior Football Championship. AIB celebrated the return of summer football and the recognition of county rivalries nationwide ahead of some of the hashtag toughest games of the year. Daniel, how are you doing? Are you well in yourself these days?
I'm well. How are you, Shane?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. So we just jump straight into how things are going with Kildare so far this season. I mean, you're back up to top flight football in 2022, but you probably did it the hard way.
Yeah, we did do it the hard way. There's no kind of doubt about it. The first game was tough down against Cork. Kind of a dirty bit of a day, and we got through it. Hiccup against Clare, kind of whatever it is about Clare. It's never straightforward. And then to get over Meath, probably couldn't have probably done it a nicer way to go back up to Division 1. But yeah, did it the hard way. Mark Donham had a save there towards the end, and it could have been a different story. But yeah, no, great to be back there now. It's where you want to be. And I think we're playing a good brand of football, and we're playing well. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, I was actually down at that game in Thurles against Cork, and the thing that stood out to me is you were flying it there in the first, whatever it was, 20 odd minutes before you went off injured, and I thought the rest of the team was going poorly, but the thing that stood out to me is that the rest of the team actually stepped up once you went off injured and went on to win the game.
Yeah, look, I think that was the first game back after probably a long time out. There's definitely nerves involved and sort of easing into a game. But yeah, the first 20 minutes we were poor going forward now. We kind of, I'm saying that it was sloppy, it was a dirty day. But yeah, and I sort of think after when I went off, and in the second half especially, we kind of started to play a different way. We kind of worked the ball in more and tried to maybe take a few more easier scores. But yeah, definitely stepped up.
Yeah, and then like you were withdrawn before the throw-in against Meath, where it was a recurrence of the hamstring injury. How frustrating has that been?
Yeah, no, it's a bit of a nightmare. I've struggled with them now the last couple of years, and I don't know why, to be honest. I'm doing all the rehab and the strength work, but it went in that Cork game, like you were saying. I think it was 3-4 weeks out. I got back, played 20 minutes against Down in a challenge game. And was good, and then on Tuesday night, leading into the Meath game, I pulled my left one. So I just pulled the right one down the Cork and then pulled the left one when I got back. So I think I'm around 6 weeks now, really, without playing. I feel like an age, but what do you do? Like you just do your rehab and you do all the stuff. So control the controllables, as they say. It's a cliche, but yeah, very frustrating.
So not a good patient on the sideline then.
Grand. Like it was easy to be a patient there in that Meath game for the first half. Anyways, but yeah, you'd love to be out there. You'd love to be there, but look, it's a chance for someone else to step in, and they have stepped in and they stepped up and then some. Like, so it's been great to see the lads get game time, especially the younger boys. Brian McLaughlin stepped in the last day. I think after Jimmy went off and kicked 5 points, and it's good to have that strength and depth, I think. So
Derek Irwin, he's really kind of stepped up. He seems to really be settling into life as a senior intercounty footballer. Yeah,
he's a great lad as well. Like, he's extremely talented. Like, some of the stuff he's able to do with training, and like you're saying, he's getting better and better the more he plays. I think he got man of the match down in Cork that day. Himself and Jimmy were flying. But yeah, he's a big strong young lad as well. He's able to kick off left and right. We're lucky to have him.
And you know, that Meath game, is it kind of familiarity breeds contempt? Obviously there was the Leinster match that you lost to them last year. I'm sure you don't want to take a backward step. So why did it get so fractious?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, I think we're kind of people we struggle with consistency sometimes. So to back up maybe a big performance, or to go in when we're expected to do well and not perform. I'm not sure. Like I think the game against Meath is us playing to our potential, and it's great when that happens. Just sometimes it doesn't. But putting your finger on it is the tricky bit.
Yeah. And so Offaly coming up this weekend, will you be okay for it?
Hopefully now. I'm back training tonight, so kick a few spinners. I should be all going well, but yeah, it'll depend how I get on this week. I'd love to be there. Like I went to school with Offaly. I know an awful lot of the Offaly lads, and I'm living on the border here, so Offaly and me to be the two main rivals. So.
And did you happen to go to school? Oh, okay. Did you happen to go to school with some of those Offaly guys, or how would you know them so well?
Yeah, I would have went to school with a lot of them. In Edenderry, St Mary's Edenderry, and would have played in the Hogan Cup team that we won back when we were in sixth year with a few of them as well. So just they'd be kind of knocking around in your circle, kind of.
Yeah. Was that the team that Emmett MacDonald was over? He went on to be Offaly manager.
That's right. Emmett was over us that year, and he went on to be Offaly manager. Emmett went in for the Offaly minor job and came out with the senior job that year, I think. So he's in with us now. So it's great to have him on board.
And have you seen much of Offaly? I mean, they had a good league campaign getting promoted, but then had a tough day of it against Derry before beating Louth last day out. So would you have seen much of them?
I wouldn't have seen much of them happen at any of the games. I haven't been following them in particular, but they've had a good league campaign. Like they've kind of come up, I think, under the radar a lot, and they're by no means a gimme. Like we played them last year down in Portlaoise, I think it was, and very lucky to come out of it. Like they missed, I think, 3 or 4 goal chances. Daniel Flynn came on and kicked some super scores for us to kind of get us out of trouble. And they'll relish this game against us. They have momentum, and that was a big win from there at the weekend. And to get over once you get over your first game, you can kind of get in a bit of a run. So we'll see how it goes. It won't be easy.
Yeah, and you obviously took a season's break there a couple of years ago. Have you got that draw back for football since returning? Like, are you enjoying it?
Oh no, definitely am. Even given the pandemic, and you kind of, I was talking about this to someone else just before this. You've kind of reevaluate things you take for granted, be it family or life or sport. And it's great to be back playing. When the games were pulled last year, you'd be mad to play football. I'm staying this year. I feel like there's a bit more of a bite to this year's championship and league. I feel last year we were lucky to get games played and run them off, whereas I feel it's kind of coming back to normal this year in terms of build up, and being really keen to do well. Like,
yeah. Did you worry that when you came back that you might think, okay, maybe this wasn't actually for me, that I took time away, I've tried to go back and then I might have to pull out again? Or did you feel like I'm definitely going to enjoy it again?
I didn't really feel anything. Like, I think you see more and more players stepping away for a year just to take a break. And you look at, I think Mannion has stepped away just and said, look, I just want some time to myself. And one of the best footballers in the country, like, and that's fair. Like you're a player at the end of the day, but you're a person first. Like, I was happy to see where it took me. It was great to get a break, but like it's tough going. Like, it's especially when you're traveling out to Dublin or you're trying to do stuff on top of it. And look, breakaway has done me good, and I'm loving football at the minute. So.
What has Jack O'Connor been like?
Jack's been good now. Jack's very good. I think it's been a good transition. I think last year was tough on the management team, COVID in the middle of it, and you're trying to implement sort of your own stamp on a team. Whereas I feel we've had a good run into this year's, and we've been able to kind of build that bond between management and players, and vice versa, over the Christmas period when we're training on our own, and into come back collectively. So Jack's been very good. He's just playing a kind of he wants us to kick the ball. He wants us to play an expressive brand of football, which is always nice.
And does he have this sort of stern exterior that we see when we see him in the media, or talking in interviews or whatever, or is there a different side to him?
He's very approachable. Like don't get me wrong, he is not he's not a joker, but if you have an issue or if you have a problem, like you can go talk to Jack. It's similar with all the management teams, are very good that way. But like I do when he's with the media. He keeps his cards close to his chest, like they all do. But no, there is a gentleman behind the scenes. Yeah.
Is there a fiery side to him as well?
Not particularly. Luckily, I haven't been on the receiving end of it anyway so far. But no, like a very. If you're trying to do the right thing and you make mistakes, you're not going to get in bother for that. And we've had no one messing around or acting up to see the fiery side. So all good so far.
Yeah, your former manager Keane O'Neill getting involved with Cork, did you run into him when you played that league game in Thurles, or was it odd to see him with them?
No, not odd. We knew he was with him. I think he's down there. I think he's in CIT or UC. Yeah, so yeah, Keane's a gent. After the game, a lot of the boys would have went up and they just had a bit of a chat with him. I was chatting to him afterwards. He was just saying it's unfortunate about the hammer, but not great to see him down there. Keane's a good lad. And he was very good to me in particular when he was with us. So I have a great time for Keane.
Yeah, I just run through a few quick Q&A questions. You can answer them as short or as long as you like. But even as a kid, do you remember your first time at Croke Park and your memory of it?
Not particularly, no. My grandmother told me she brought me when I was 2 or 3, I think, and I ran away and I ran off. Trying to run out towards the pitch. I think my uncle was playing in for Offaly actually in an under-21 hurling game. But probably the first memory of it, maybe it might have been the International Rules Series back when we were under 10. I think they brought us to a game up in Croke Park. A lot of us ran out onto the pitch afterwards and they couldn't find us for a while. So it was good.
Who's your favourite player of all time?
I think Kieran McDonald has to be up there. Silky footballer, very he's his own man. Yeah, he's probably up there, one of the best of them. Who's your toughest opponent ever?
In
terms of like a county or a player?
County, club. Oh yeah, as a player, yeah.
As a player, I remember Mark and Rory O'Carroll my first year playing, I think, and got taught a lesson that day. So he was tough. Mark James Morgan a couple of years ago, he gave me plenty of it. So probably up there with the two of them.
Yeah. What team do you most like to beat? This could be club or county.
This could be club or county. Yeah, probably Carby or Clahorinka. In the club, they've been next to us. Carby got us by a point there at the weekend in the league, so that's not great. County, it has to be Meath, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. What's your proudest day playing football?
Tough one now. First thing that springs to mind is we played Offaly in an under-21 game back in 2014 or something, because I think I came back from Australia. But my grandfather was there and he was at the game and he passed away shortly afterwards. That's the first thing that jumps into my mind, yeah.
Yeah, that's lovely. And would he have been a big influence of yours?
Yeah, massive.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And what's your favourite stadium to play in?
Navan or Portlaoise. I'd say, yeah. Like it's great to be playing in Croke Park, obviously, but it's outside of that, Navan, Portlaoise probably, yeah.
Yeah. What would be the biggest disappointment of your career?
Missed a goal chance in the Leinster final in 2017. Yeah. And,
does that stay with you? I mean, Cluxton made a decent save.
You think he did, yeah?
Yeah, well, look, I feel you had the skill to put that away at the same time and trying to be nice about it.
Yeah, no, that's eats at me now from time to time. Yeah, that'll be the biggest disappointment, I think.
Really? Okay. Who would just in terms of the Kildare panel then? Who would be the joker on the panel?
Shane O'Sullivan. At the minute, it would be the joker of the panel, or Mick O'Grady.
And who'd be? I'm obviously going to go on to the worst dressed as well as the best dressed. But who's the best dressed?
Who'd be the best dressed? Owen Doyle, I think we'll give it to Owen Doyle.
Okay, and who's the worst?
After himself. Any of the Newbridge lads would be the worst. Any of the Newbridge lads, they could wear anything.
Who'd be the joker on the panel?
The joker, probably Mick O'Grady or Shane O'Sullivan.
Okay. Does any player particularly love the media attention, do you reckon?
No, I don't think we've anyone too bad for that now.
Okay, fair enough. Does any player think that the ladies particularly love them?
Newbridge lads again, yeah. Ben McCormick probably, yeah.
Is there a player from another sport that you particularly admire?
Would be, I'd like Pogba and Mbappe.
Yeah.
If you were looking at soccer, yeah, obviously not great. I'm looking at last night. I feel bad for him, but yeah, the two of those. But I wouldn't have any the heroes or anything like that now. No.
Is there anything about Pogba and Mbappe, those type of players, that you like?
The way they express themselves, I think. And you're looking at them, they kind of throw caution to the wind a bit, and they're very good.
Yeah. Pogba kind of cost his team though, getting turned over, and the other lad missed the penalty.
Would you believe she was watching Love Island, so I didn't get to see it.
Oh, no. Would you be into it? I was forced to watch it afterwards.
What's that?
I was forced to watch it afterwards. You can imagine the cries from her when it went to extra time with that late goal.
Oh Lord. I feel bad for him now.
Yeah.
Never looks confident, did he?
No, he really didn't.
I think he actually could have hurt his hammer, I think, beforehand. So.
Yeah, he definitely went down crying when he missed the chance holding his hammer, as if that was the excuse anyway. Final question then before I let you go, Daniel. What manager from another sport do you admire?
I don't know his name. The manager of Leeds.
Marco Bielsa.
Yeah. Now I read something about him. I think it had something to do with giving back money or something, because it was the right thing to do, or something like that. He just seems like a decent fella. Klopp, Klopp as well. Like you'd love to play for Klopp.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, thanks very much, Daniel. Really appreciate it, and enjoy chatting to you.
Cheers, Shane.